Hey, everybody, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and of course, elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, and across the interwebs for me, Tad is playing with a like gel kind of thing. I'm not
I'm
sure
gonna
what it
call it
is.
my cosmic cube because
Okay.
it's a Nido. I don't
Oh,
know if you've
okay.
ever seen these, the
Yes.
Nido,
Yep.
but unlike most of them that are
Hmm.
like balls, this one is a blue cube when it goes back to its
Okay.
normal. So I'm gonna
That's
call it my
cool.
co and it's also like tougher than most of them. So my wife brought it home for her. She was at the education store today, where she goes to get fidgets for me and for her classroom.
That's cool.
Like how I said for me first.
Yeah. For you and then for her classroom.
Yeah, she got a couple for the classroom and one for me.
Good deal.
But yeah, no, I'm loving this. This is, I mean, again, because like I'm used to the, and don't get me wrong, I like the really squishy ones too, but I like that it's like a tougher,
Right.
like you got to push. It's not like, yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
uh,
I recently got a toy that's kind of like a Stretch Armstrong. Do you remember those? So, but this is a sloth that you stretch every direction, and then you can drop it on the floor, and it completely flattens out. It's really unique.
they don't completely flatten out, but I have my Groot
Oh, that's a stretchy Groot.
and my Miles Morales
Yes.
and my Hulk
Okay.
that live in my pocket at all times.
Ah,
Like I said, I got fidgets.
okay.
I got fidgets. And in the other pocket, along with
Yep.
all my pens,
Yeah.
and this is kind of cheating because there's no legs, so it's not a land shark, but I call it Jeff anyway.
Okay. That
And
does look
it's
like
a
him.
it's a magnet thing
Yep.
where I
I th
can I can run the magnets. So yeah,
It does look like him a little
I'm a
bit.
to it does, doesn't it?
Yep.
I'm a
Are
total nerd.
are you
Total.
able to go through your day at work without playing with toys, or do they don't care?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
I wouldn't survive a day at work without playing with toys.
Okay.
I have two baseballs in my bag too,
Okay.
and I keep notepads on me and
Yep. I can
multiple
see that.
pens, and I wear my hat
Yes. Oh, you
and
can wear your
music
hat in
balls.
school?
Hmm.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
nice.
Yeah,
See,
they let me take care of my sensory needs.
see, I am, a little bit self-conscious about my baldness, and I would totally
I
wear a hat at work
I
if I
I I
could.
I sometimes even wear my headphones in the hallway. Sometimes,
Nice.
actually, at any given time at school, I have two sets of headphones with me. I have earbuds that I keep around my neck, but in my bag, I've
Yep.
got over the ear. So, like, sometimes when I go in the hallway, I take the over the ear off. So
Yep.
put them over my head and like becomes like serious armor for going through the very crowded hallway.
I get,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, like you probably only kind of get it. Actually, here. Remember when we were at C2E2 and it got really busy and we were trying to
Yep.
weave our way through stuff?
Yep.
Those are
Yep.
my hallways during passing period.
I could believe that. My hallways
Every
are not like that.
7 or 8 times a day, every day. And for that matter, remember when we were trying to get through stuff and there would be like the line for the meet and greet with the superstar
Chris
actor that
Claremont.
was in the middle. No, no. Okay. No, no. But I think there was a time where it was the line to get to Claremont, but the line to get to Claremont was
Yep.
also running into the line to get to Chris Evans, and people were going in multiple different directions to try to get places.
Yep.
We have two buildings connected essentially by our computer lab and a hallway.
Okay.
And and any given period probably a quarter to a third of the school is switching between the buildings. So if you have to go through the link during a passing period, that's how it feels.
That's tight. That's a really tight bottleneck right there.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
Um, so yeah. Depending on the day, I need armor. I
Okay,
need armor. I need
that's
sensory
cool.
armor. And
See now,
thankfully they allow it. They
um,
allow it for me.
okay, so they allow it for you. I didn't know if it was a school thing that,
I mean, they pretty much allow it for anybody, but like I've gone out of my way to make certain just because I'm not used to being able to do some of this stuff that like my boss knows the things that I do and why and is okay with it.
cool.
Does that
That's
make
nice.
sense?
Yeah, that's really
Um,
nice to have that kind
including
of.
I tend to read comic books until I'm needed because that's my way of not interrupting the learning space.
Okay.
I can set the comics, can easily set the comics aside when it's time to help somebody with their calculus or with their history or with whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not always good at keeping my mouth shut and not adding either information or snarkiness to conversations that I don't need to be part of if I'm not occupying myself.
I get that. I had a para in last year in my room that he was there every day during this last hour of the day. So the conversation, it was a high school class. So the high school conversations at the end of the day were a little bit more
Oh,
animated,
I
right?
know.
People
Oh,
wanted to get
yeah.
out of there. And it's an art classroom. And he got in so much trouble because he was telling these girls off, and I'm just like, dude, this is my classroom. I mean, I
Right.
didn't get him in trouble, but he
Right.
he didn't want to keep his mouth shut.
Right.
uh
And thankfully I don't normally get myself in trouble by opening my mouth, but it's not always it doesn't always lead to the best
I get
educational
it.
outcomes for
It-
so it's like and like I mean it's twofold. It's first of all it helps me just be a better teacher, but second, I work special ed. So everything I'm doing is also modeling for that kid that happens to have similar issues.
True. Yep.
You know, you're having trouble with this, look at what Mr. E does.
Yep.
Talk to him. Maybe he can help you find your fidget or your minor distraction or whatever.
Yeah.
But it also makes me a great advocate to the teachers who don't necessarily know neurodiversity that well. For why, some of our kids should be able to play a game of solitaire on their phone while they're listening, or doodle, or have headphones on except when not necessary, or sometimes even have one headphone on all the time, you know. Um, because depending on what your particular learning issues are, what your focus issues are, all of these are actually, legit coping strategies,
Right.
you know.
Yep. Exactly.
So,
I suppose we should get into our show.
I mean, we could. It seems like a thing to do. You asked me about my cube, and I went off on it, and
That's all
and
right.
you should have expected that.
I
It's
know.
not like we haven't done this 171 times before, and that's not counting interviews.
That's true. And
I mean,
here
I
here
guess
we are.
you've missed a couple of the weekly episodes, but I think you've made more interviews than you've missed weekly episodes. So you've done this with me at
Yes.
least 170 times.
Yes. Okay. So,
Probably closer to 200.
and it's really ironic that we're just running off the rails because we just talked about how we can tighten it up a little bit.
We did. We did. Well, we're going to tighten up later so that we can run off the rails earlier. Good call
All
there.
right. All
So,
right.
in news this week, there's some cool
Humble,
Humble Bundles.
Humble
Uh,
Bundle is kicking ass. This looks
it,
awesome.
if you've been mildly intrigued by Plants vs. Zombies comics, which doesn't seem like something that should work, except that Paul Tobin's an amazing writer, and therefore you go, ooh, wait a minute. Paul Tobin writes Plants vs. Zombies. Maybe I should read Plants vs. Zombies. Well, you can get 27 volumes of Plants vs. Zombies for $18 right now. Um, Dynamite also has separate packages of Pathfinder and Starfinder comics and Army of Darkness comics. There is a collection of graphic novel audio adaptations, including some Hellboy stuff, um, etc. But really, the cream of the crop right now at Humble Bundle is for $18. You can get 19 items from Top Shelf Comics.
Yes.
Um, you can get the uh, third volume of, or the third and fourth volumes of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You can get Alan Moore's new book, The Moon and Serpent Bumper Book of Magic, at least right now, considered his last work in comics. Nemo, River of Ghosts, also from Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill. From Hell Master Edition with pictorial revisions for color by Eddie Campbell, written by Alan Moore.
Hmm.
Fantastic, and I've talked about it twice now, though only once that we managed to get out to the world. Um, the Funny Things, a comic strip biography of Charles M. Schultz, which definitely came up in our Charles Schultz comic strip club. Um, One of Tyler's top books of last year, In Utero, from Chris Gooch.
Yes.
One of Jeff
Lost
Lemire's
dogs.
early books, Lost Dogs. Jeffrey Brown's relationship trilogy, Loved and Lost, Clumsy, Unlikely, and An Easy Intimacy. And one of both Tyler and I's favorite books of last year, Mary Tyler Moorhawk, among many, many others. Well, not many, many others, 19 total for $18, with
Hmm.
proceeds going to the Book Industry Charitable Foundation. Um, so yeah, if any of those sound like cool comics to you,
Hmm.
go get your digital copies today.
What do you get with, okay, so I'm looking at the quality comics from Top Shelf,
Hmm.
uh, and I'm noticing they have different price points. What do you get if you go up to like the $25 one? Is you
That's
get
just giving
more?
more to charity. There's
Okay.
the biggest is the 19 volume. For $10, you can get just the 8 volumes
Yeah.
that cuts out most of the Alan Moore stuff, but still has Mary Tyler Moorhawk, Jeffrey Brown, and Jeff Lemire.
Okay.
And
I think I'm gonna
for
do this.
for $1, you can get the Space Junk and the Super Trash Clash.
Yeah, but you know what? If you're gonna go on Humble Bundle,
Yeah,
it's a
the
bundle.
$18 is definitely the way to go here, unless you have significant numbers of what's in the 18. Or you like absolutely don't want to give money to the book industry charity. Well,
Or
remind people that you can adjust your donation to give more money to charity. I always do. I try. Humble takes a certain percentage minimum. Like in this one, for $18, you got to do a minimum of $5.40 to go to Humble for overhead costs. I normally try to even it out, so I'm giving in this case Humble and IDW $5.40 a piece, and then um, $7.10 to or $7.20 rather
two.
to the book industry charitable
Yeah. Yeah.
is what I try to do. But people can do their own thing. Default donation would be roughly $10 to IDW, $7 to Humble, and only $1 to the book industry. Um, there's an easy click for extra to charity that make it 855, 270, and 675. But like I said, I always do the custom amount and max out my charity. Well, not actually. Let me rephrase. I don't max out the charity because I don't want so little to go to the publisher that they don't want to do things like this.
Right. Yeah, you want to make it worth the publisher's time.
Right. Um, Before Humble put their minimum on, which since I believe Humble Bundle is a not-for-profit, I haven't looked into it in a while, but I think it is. I gotta believe that that really is mostly to cover overhead costs. Um,
Yeah,
I would actually
probably.
generally do it is I would split it. I would do one part to um the way I used to do it was one part to Humble, two parts to the publisher, and three parts to the charity. So give half to charity,
Okay.
and then, but you can't actually cut it quite that way now. Now the tightest you can cut it, where you're giving the same amount to Humble and um the publisher, is like half again that to charity, roughly something like that. So. And a lot of this is thanks credit card companies and the fees you charge for transactions. And
Right.
I mean, because of that 540, what do you want to bet that more than $3 of it is the transaction fee that Humble has to pay?
I know. Yeah.
You know. So anyway, Comics Pro went on this past week. This
Yep.
year it was out of California. All sorts of interesting news. Um, Sophie Campbell will be writing and drawing Supergirl.
Hmm.
Mark Waid and Skylar Partridge are taking Action Comics to do Superboy for a while. Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez are taking over Batman in September.
Okay, is that the main Batman
Mm-hmm.
run?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wasn't there somebody else that was going to take over sooner than that though? From
Well, Zdarsky just finished,
yeah,
and then they're doing Hush too.
Hush too. Okay.
Right. So like until September, it will be Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee, but they're just doing that Hush 2 storyline.
That's
And
what
then
it
it'll
was.
be
Okay. Because I'm
Fraction and
not reading
Jimenez.
Batman, so I'm not sure what's going
Right.
on with it.
Zdarsky and Valerio Schiti taking over Captain America. Um, Looks like there's more EC Oni
Hmm.
coming up. But then the big, big news, even bigger than the cyber comic that we're going to be talking to Fred Van Lente about, which just looks fucking cool.
Hmm.
Marvel and DC are doing a crossover again later this year.
It's gonna be cool.
Hopefully.
I'm excited for it.
I
Um,
mean, I always am, but let's face it, like they have a mixed history in terms of how good their crossover stuff has been.
uh-huh. That's true. Um, I just like I don't know. I'm excited for
I like that it's happening, and I'm cautiously optimistic.
right.
But a lot of it will come down to how much do they allow the creators to just do stuff versus going, oh no. The DC guy has to win. No. The Marvel guy. No winners allowed because wait a minute, there are more panels of Superman than there are of Spider-Man.
Do you remember that issue of no, this wasn't a DC Marvel crossover, but it was probably in the early 90s. Who would win in a foot race, Flash or Superman?
Right.
And I don't even remember if there was a winner to that.
I know who won in the Tom King comic.
Okay. Was it Superman?
Yeah,
Okay. I
because he
think
can't
that's
lose.
yeah.
But I think there's been a lot of ties, and Flash's one as often as Superman in other places.
Okay.
So, what kind of week has it been? This seems to be just the third spot. This is the week where we decided to fire the
Yeah.
the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the head of the Air Force, essentially because, or no, I'm sorry, the head of the Navy, essentially
Maybe.
because they were a black man and a woman, and therefore were clearly unqualified. And at least supposedly, and there apparently are legal things that need to be gotten around, from the fact that he's currently retired and the fact that technically it would be a promotion that he's not eligible for. Going back to that whole, like, I thought this was supposed to be about merit, not
The best and the brightest, baby.
right, right. The guy that Donald wants to take over, um, as the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Apparently, his qualifications are essentially that he once told Donald, "I love you, I'd kill for you," and
Yes.
then, even though it breaks any number of rules about servicemen campaigning, put on a MAGA hat while in
Yeah.
uniform.
Yep.
So his qualification is essentially that he loves Donald Trump so much that he would risk court-martial in order to curry favor. Um,
Yeah. It's sad. Did you see Steve Bannon threw up
yep,
Sieg
yep,
Heil?
yep. Because I mean, he used to be Trump's little buddy, and now Elon's Trump's little buddy, and like maybe it's because Elon's willing to go full on Nazi, and Bannon's not given the same love anymore, so he's gotta.
Step it up. It's bad, man. Uh
I
I don't even
did like that the judge in New York
Yeah.
wouldn't allow them to dismiss the charges against, um why can't I remember Eric's last name right now? The mayor
Oh,
of New York.
yeah. Okay, so Mayor of New York has got um
The one that like seven different district attorneys
yeah,
resigned rather than dismissing the corruption
right.
charges. Eric Adams.
Adams,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. The judge is requiring outside counsel, a former prosecutor that worked under George W. Bush, to review the case before he'll allow it to be dismissed.
Okay.
So that's what happens when enough people resign because you're asking them to do something illegal. Sometimes the judges go, "This feels pretty illegal. I don't know if I'm going to let you do it."
Right?
This is the
Uh
world we live in right now.
yeah.
Um, uh,
Well, in other news, the Midas Touch, if you're unfamiliar with the Midas Touch, it is a podcast and it's a YouTube show.
yeah,
Very left. It
yeah.
has it has beaten out the Joe Rogan experience in downloads
Hey,
for
hey,
it has yeah, it's surpassed Joe Rogan. So
I like that.
yep.
I
So it's
mean,
nice. I mean, if you've never listened to it or watched it on YouTube,
I've watched some.
def
I've watched some.
okay. I definitely think he's good, but sometimes he gets his information a little
Yeah,
incorrect.
I'm more of a
But
crooked media guy, and
okay.
uh, I read a number of newsletters that we've plugged before.
Yeah, I'm reading the 1400.
I don't know that one.
Okay. I don't really know what the significance of the 1400 is. Or 1440. That's what it is.
I don't know.
Um, but it's very centralist. I mean, it's very unbiased, so I enjoy that.
Right.
Uh,
I mean,
Anywho.
though, I mean, at this point,
Yep.
half to two-thirds of the nation thinks it's bias if it r reports things that are factual without Republican lies.
You're right. And that's what sucks is, you know,
But like to me, it's not bias you're reporting the data.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, climate change is a hot button issue, but if you report that it was the warmest winter on record, that's not
Being biased, I
left wing. I
agree.
mean, it's bias in deciding that it's newsworthy, but it's not bias to not include anybody that. I mean, really, that article shouldn't require a politician at all. Should only have scientists.
Right? I agree. I
You know,
yeah.
it's not biased to point out that at the same time that they're talking about the need for Europe to have more free speech, meaning to let the Nazis talk,
Mhm.
um, they're also suggesting that the good folks at 60 Minutes be imprisoned because they weren't nice enough.
Yeah.
And banning the AP from the White House because they won't call it the Gulf of America. They
uh,
insist on sticking to the internationally accepted name that goes back longer than the United States of America does of Gulf of Mexico.
I
It was named the Gulf of Mexico before the United States existed.
yeah. Oh man.
And most of its international waters. We have the ability to rename about 20 miles off the coast.
They can call it the coast of America. All right. Well,
Did you did you see Justin Trudeau trolling after the Canadians beat the Americans at hockey?
no, I have not seen any
Yeah,
post-hockey game stuff.
yeah. It was a 2-1 game between
Friday
I think
night, right?
I don't know if it
Yeah,
was
two
Friday.
nights ago.
Yeah, recently. Yeah. And yeah, some serious like cold-hearted trolling about how
Okay.
how they can't take our land and you can't take our game.
Yes, I did see that one. I did see that one. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we have a brand spanking new catalog.
Hmm.
And we've decided that as well as trying not to read the entire descriptions because they get kind of long, we're going to stick to two a piece in the new release or the new comics and graphic novel category and one collection a piece each issue. So we won't
Right.
be getting to everything in the catalog. Um, so people should definitely listen to the drop that Tyler puts in with the whole list of things that
Yes.
we're interested in. And or if there's anybody out there that this was their favorite part of the show, email us 22 panels podcast at gmail.com. There's an email form at the at our blogspot page. I know it can be used because we set up an interview through it recently where a creator contacted us through the form. Um, if this is really your favorite part, uh, drop us an email
Let
and
us know.
we'll
Yeah,
figure out what to do.
because I can see this being someone's favorite part because it gives all the information for the
Right,
new stuff.
right. And I mean, we added it at the beginning of last year because we want to make certain we're talking more about new books in time to order them.
Yeah.
Um,
In my opinion, and this is just I don't really care either way, but I would almost suggest getting rid of the um trade paperbacks. Um
yeah, And I thought about that, and I definitely try to have a really high standard for that. But we have trade waiters. You're a trade waiter sometimes,
Yes, I know. Yep.
So if you thought about a book 6 months ago, but decided to wait for the trade, having that reminder that volume one is coming out
Yeah.
is legit.
Yeah, you're right.
Um,
Yeah, you're right.
so,
That's
but that's also why I think it's two, two, and one. We'll highlight one collection each per
yeah,
episode. But if people
that
like
makes
it,
sense.
maybe we'll do a separate episode where we just go through the list, and people will get, we'll drop it entirely from this show and do it as a separate once a month episode, and only do the Kickstarters and the final order cutoff. That might be an
That's
option
a
too.
that's an idea. But
Yeah.
as far as today goes, what do you have picked out?
Uh, Going back to the Comics Pro,
Yes.
the coolest thing that I saw out of Comics Pro was this.
Future is shit.
No,
I don't
no,
know.
it's the future is, and then six spots. And I'm gonna have
Oh,
to read more of this than I wanted to, just because the overall idea is just freaking cool. It's
yeah.
the hacker wars are over. The Black Hats won. Who will save us from the world that's coming? Black Mountain, a rogue band of digital Ronin freebooters and hackers, fight against a world ruled by data barons, artificial overlords, and technological terrorists. Each operative is paired with a sprite, an AI partner as unpredictable as the human it serves. At the center is Wheeler, a former Black Hat hacker dragged back into the war. He thought he'd escaped. We'll skip through the team stuff here and go to this is the future is blank, a 60 issue cyber sci-fi epic fusing the shadow warfare of Mr. Robot, the kinetic action of the Matrix, and the thrilling espionage of Ghost in the Shell. Key selling point, a bold commitment, the 60 issue saga, cutting edge cyberpunk storytelling from New York Times bestseller Fred Van Lente, high tech, high tension visuals from Ennio Buffy, uh, covers by legendary artist Jay Lee, and an interactive hacker experience with capture the flag challenges in each issue. That is how you will find out what the six-letter word that finishes the title of each issue is.
Okay. So you're gonna get a letter each issue.
No, no. Each issue is a different six-letter word,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's the
Okay.
hacker stuff embedded in the issue. So you're gonna have to be doing like crypto stuff, and not crypto stuff as in like crypto coins, crypto stuff as in like decoding and you had to use your hacker skills to figure out the name of each issue. It's the
Okay.
future is blank.
Sounds good.
Um, the company, it's a brand new company. It's Rika, but if you look at it, it's literally hacker backwards. It's a mirror of hacker because all the letters are also backwards.
That's
Um,
interesting. Okay.
and it's the whole thing. I mean, the company is it's a cyber security company that
Yeah.
is funding the whole thing.
hmm
So
It's a
yeah,
really unique idea.
yeah. And it's another one that like if Fred Van Lente's name wasn't on it, eh, but you put Fred's name on it, and suddenly it's like, okay, this is an idea, and they're serious enough about comics that they're getting somebody who knows how to do it.
Right?
And now I'm really curious as to what they're gonna, you know.
You want to know something funny? Every time you say Fred Van Lente, Fred Armisen's face pops up in my head. And
I mean, they do have some similarities,
yeah.
but
And
I'm
and yeah, that looks awesome.
yeah, I'm excited
Uh
for this one too, and this is more espionage stuff.
yeah, this is the killer. Affairs of State 2, number 1, from Matz and illustrated by Luke Giacomin. Um, let me go down here. Okay. So in a
Just
I'll just read that first paragraph there.
probably this much.
Okay. In a cabin deep in the mountains, of the south of France, the killer has set up a new base of operations. From his remote hideout, he accepts each new mission with a calculated precision, never straying from the assignment and always returning to this safe haven in the immediate aftermath. This practice routine is suddenly disrupted, though, when he discovers that he has some unexpected neighbors. This
So
is going to be in stores May 21st
21st. And
from Boom.
we love us some killer.
Yeah,
We went through all of the killer and had a blast with that.
yeah.
Uh my favorite part of Star Trek Day of the Dead, which was amazing. I mean, the whole thing, start to finish, was amazing. But my favorite part was the Shaq's Best Day one shot. So when I saw for the upcoming Star Trek Lore War, there's a Shaq's Worst Day from Ryan North and Derek Charm, I went, hell
Oh,
fucking
yes.
yes.
Oh, yes.
um, From the team who brought you the Ringo and Eisner nominated Shaq's Best Day comes a rip roaring ride full of clever ship high jinks, nonstop badassery, and bombastic punches. Because at the end of the day, let's face it, it's not Shaq's worst day, it's fascism's.
Okay. It's funny.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be in stores May 28th. There you go.
All right, back with the Umbrella Academy, or should I say the Sparrow Academy? Um, this is Gerard Way and Gabriel Ba. From who is this? Dark Horse. All
Yeah.
right, we scroll down a little bit for
Oh
me.
yeah. You don't want to just make it up?
No, after the mass release of the city's greatest foes and the chaos that followed in the Hotel Oblivion, the Umbrella Academy faced their most fearsome challenge to date, their other brothers and sisters. Known only as the Sparrows, they share a different connection to Sir Reginald Hargreaves and Mom. No one knows how to hurt each other more than family, and this powerful, ruthless brood will spare no brutality in favor of their sole objective, control, and the obedient glare that comes with it. This is going to be in shops on June 11th.
All right. I was amazed that you left this one for me.
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought this would be the first thing you highlighted from the entire, when you highlighted first and you
yeah,
didn't highlight this, I'm like, well, then I'm taking it. I gave you the opportunity.
yeah,
10,000 Ink Stains, a memoir from Jeff Lemire. Dark
yes.
Horse proudly presents the hardcover memoir collection showcasing the work of the legendary Eisner Award winning comic creator Jeff Lemire, featuring brilliant work from Sweet Tooth, Essex County, Black Hammer, Descender, and more. He takes the reader book by book, writing essays about the making of each project, showcasing artwork from all of them, and details about his personal life during the creation of each book, sharing
What
some
I
never before seen process material and unpublished stories as well.
what I did was see it and go, Tad would love that. That's
Oh
honestly
yeah.
what went through my
Oh yeah.
head. So
Yeah,
that's why,
no, I am. I'm psyched for this. This was a news point when it was announced, so I've talked about it already.
yeah. And I honestly was more interested in this next one of mine, H.P. Lovecraft's The Color Out of Space.
Have
Uh,
you he
but
did
is it
Mountains
Goo
of
Tanabe?
Madness too. Have you
Okay.
seen the other one? Yeah.
No, I haven't
Uh,
seen it.
no,
So
this guy, I think it's Gutanabe,
Goo
has
Tanabe,
already
yep.
done some good Lovecraft.
Okay. This is translated by Zach Davidson. Um, H.P. Lovecraft's horror story rendered in chilling detail by modern manga horror master Tanabe. The complete story in one volume featuring a tip-in title page in metallic gold ink and 4 pages in color. So this thing is going to look awesome. Uh, a little bit of background in even though the folk of Arkham are frightened of a valley west of town, blighted and deformed by something that fell from space, a twisting specter. natural hue. In 1927, a surveyor examined a site for a new reservoir arrives at the bottom of a desolate valley in rural Massachusetts, a place spoken of in fear even by the inhabitants of which haunted Arkham. For in the past, they say there were strange days there. This is going to be in shops July 1st from looks like Dark Horse.
First manga, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean we're blocked out for a while, but I want to say that the Mountains of Madness are on Hoopla. And I
Okay.
know that they're relatively available, but if you wanted to get in, it was two volumes of Mountains of Madness.
Okay. And
Uh,
then it's going to be one of the color out of space.
right.
So,
So it might be something to toss in the back of our head for after Monstrous.
okay. I'm down. That sounds really cool.
Well, I didn't know you were a big Lovecraft fan, but it sounds like you are, so
I
something to
have
consider.
a Call of Cthulhu compendium. I got it over on my bookshelf that I bought for my son because I was a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan in college, and my son's just not. I mean, he likes the horror aspect of it, right? But he's not interested in reading the volumes that
Right,
I've got, you know?
right. Actually, what I haven't read yet, but I've heard are amazing is Alan Moore did like a Lovecraftian trilogy.
Yeah.
Necromancer, Providence, and I forget what the other one was. So
Yeah, I don't remember, but
those might be things to
check out.
check out
Yeah,
someday too.
for sure.
It was Neonomicon,
Yeah.
um,
Cthulhu Mythos. Okay, what do we got here?
the Courtyard,
Yep.
the Yugoth Cultures and Other Growths, Courtyard Companion, Neonomicon, and Providence are the ones that are strictly Lovecraftian.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
I think the trilogy is considered to be the Courtyard, um, Neonomicon, and then Providence. And he
Okay.
did all of those with Jason Burroughs. Yeah. So those are other things that we could look at if we
For
feel
sure.
like it. We haven't
Definitely
really,
worth it.
I think the only Alan Moore we've done on this podcast, and you weren't part of it, was the Ballad of Halo Jones
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do
for the
lots of
2000 AD. So at
there's a
some point we
lot that
should
we could
probably look
pick.
at some Alan Moore.
Yeah. Well,
I
there's
mean,
that
I like Alan Moore, but I feel like he's everybody's favorite. So like, I often
everybody
feel like there's not a lot of ground left to tread.
I think everybody pretends they like Alan Moore because they're supposed to like The Watchmen. You know what I
I feel
mean?
like there's a little bit of that too.
And so that's my opinion because Alan Moore is not
He's
superstar
not an
status
easy
for
read,
me.
right?
And yeah,
Well, he's
because he's
certainly
not
not
an
an
easy
easy
read.
read.
Yeah,
He's
that's
more of
exactly right.
a he's more of a Dickens or Rushdie, in my opinion,
Yes, exactly. And
where he's brilliant, but
I agree, wholeheartedly agree with that. He is. And so, I mean, I love his Swamp Thing run, and I thought he did a great job with that. Obviously, I do like The Watchmen. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
I
you
love
know,
From
now,
Hell, but I love it as much for Eddie's art.
right. I mean, I was just going to mention that this new From Hell coming out, is it worth it getting the colored whatever treatment?
The answer is yes. It's not
Okay.
coming out, it's been out. And the answer is yes, because A, Eddie colored his own work.
Oh,
And
okay.
B, he went back and he reworked inks that hadn't come out properly in printing that he'd been unhappy with for 30 years.
Okay. Then yes,
The
in that
first
case,
extended conversation I had with Eddie at a con was essentially about how it wasn't just colorized. He was going back and fixing some of the art stuff, and the level of excitement he had talking to a stranger at a con when only like 3 issues of it had come out, in terms of the things that he'd been able to do and fix and how great it looked, was impressive.
Okay, okay, then I'm on board.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big Alan Moore fan, but um, not in. I don't love everything he writes, and I don't
No.
think he is very tough to read.
All
Anyway,
right. Another,
here's
another,
another.
another graphic novel. I Am Their Silence from Jordi Lefebvre, translated by Montana Kane in Dark Horse Books. Uh, Ava is a brilliant psychiatrist, but this is no simple story of a clever shrink helping a patient dissect their problem. No, this story is about Ava in the throes of a bipolar episode, navigating her own spiraling mental health as she's pulled down a scandalous rabbit hole when one of her first patients and only friends has invited her to the reading of her grandmother's living will. From world famous cartoonist Jordi Lefebvre, creator of the Eisner Award winning graphic novel Always Never, comes a murder mystery unlike any other. Uh, So yeah, this looks really
Looks
good.
fantastic.
Yes.
Um, I like
In
the
stores
lipstick
July
on the mirror
22nd.
look. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
It's a very cool cover.
In
Um,
stores July 22nd.
Pinky and Pepper Forever. This is the special edition graphic novel from Eddie Adams from Silver Sprocket. Um, After Pinky's lethal performance art piece, her devoted girlfriend Pepper follows her into death, only to find out that in hell, Pinky is thriving. Pinky and Pepper Forever is a tragic love story meets dark comedy crafted in Adams' unrestrained mixed media style. Follow these two puppy girls' tumultuous relationship and shocking works of art from undergrad to the underworld. This is going to be in shops on May 21st. So definitely check that out.
Those look pretty cool. And
Yeah, I
Silver
like it.
Sprocket just does cool, weird stuff.
They do very
And
weird stuff.
here is an example of why we had to do collections, because here is the book that I was excited about but didn't actually ever manage to read. You read at least the first issue and loved it, but I'm pretty certain didn't finish it.
No, I haven't.
See?
I
And
bought
you
the
might have
first issue.
forgotten.
Yeah. I like Dazzler. Sorry to step on your toes. No,
No,
this
this
is
is
mine. Never mind.
yours. This is yours. You're not
Okay.
stepping on my toes. I was serving you up, man.
All right. Dazzler World Tour from Jason Liu and illustrated by Rafael Lorero and our various Marvel people, it says.
Yeah.
Um, Let's see here. The mutant musician is back on the road and ready to dazzle. Alison Blair, Marvel's glittering mutant songstress, has been in and out of the limelight over the years, but now the time has finally come for Dazzler to reclaim center stage. Allison is embarking on a new world tour, the culmination and celebration of her entire music career, with stops in London, Tokyo, and New York City. This is going to be in shops on June 17th from Marvel. Here's the thing, Dazzler is one of those characters who is not very useful when the X-Men have physical confrontation with people. So I didn't really like her, but she does provide a nice side B story. You know what I mean?
Think about hold on, hold that thought, because
Okay.
I feel like, and if you don't remember it, maybe even go looking. I feel like there was a Dazzler um bootleg that we read in Concrete this week.
Hmm.
And that wasn't an underpowered.
Nope. You're right. You're right.
So my collection is Living Hell from Caitlin Yarsky at Dark Horse. Uh, Meet Jerome Jamil, a loving father and husband who also happens to be a demon. He's fled his former prison of hell to live incognito on Earth as a bartender, hiding in plain sight. And hilarity ensues, along with some serious what's the word I'm looking for? Family drama and teenage interpersonal drama and cool killing of demons. For a friend of the podcast, Caitlin Yarsky, in stores on July 15th.
Exciting.
So, quick rundown. Final order cutoff. This is a good final order cutoff week. All sorts of things that you should go order. Absolute Manhunter #1 from Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez. Bitter Root, The Next Movement #1 from David Walker, Chuck Brown, Sanford Green, edited by Miss Shelley Bond, which is all you should need to know that that's a book you need to read. Far Down Below from Christopher Condon and Gigi Shaw. Free for All from Patrick Horvath, The Great British Bump Off. Killer Bee Quilt from John Allison and Max Sarin. I think that's what, 4 in a row that involve people that have been on our show.
Yeah, I think so.
Sometimes multiple people that have been on our show.
Right?
um, this one we don't know. I mean, we know them, but we don't know them. We know of them. Kids, one shot from Garth Ellis and Galador Talashik. And speaking of people who've been on our show, Polis, one shot from Mark Russell and Lacey. We're taking everyone down with us, which is amazing. Matthew Rosenberg slipped me a PDF before he was recently on the show. Art by Stefano Landini and You'll Do Bad Things Together, where Tyler Boss is writing but not drawing,
Right?
which feels a little weird.
It is
With
weird.
Adriano Turtolucci.
My dog Ellie just came to visit me. Oh, hello,
Cool,
puppy.
cool. Hi, Ellie. 3 of our 4 crowdfunding are friends of the podcast as well. We've got A Boy Like Me from Jenny Wood, which I discovered today, and it wasn't clear on Zoop. I still say you should get it. Is actually a prose novel with a really cool cover that she drew.
Yeah.
Sync, City of Killers, the latest trade paperback in the Sync saga, this time available with a Mr. Dig plush from
Hmm.
John Lees and Alex Cormack. Also, or it's on Kickstarter through March 14th. The one from that just looks cool, we don't know them. Trombone Man, Ska's Fallen Genius from Adam Reeves and Konstantinos Pistorius.
As a trombone
Pistorius.
player, I am very excited about that.
Right.
Um,
Kickstarter through March 21st.
yeah.
And from another guest of the podcast, Steve Urena, Zombie Date Night 2 with art by Sergei Dominek on Kickstarter through April 15th. And this is a week where you got your amazing books up first, which is why I 2 of them were in the running to be in my top 3, and I went, if I'm having this much trouble choosing, I'm going to let them be in Tyler's top 3 and
Okay.
not in my top 3. And I haven't read Let This One Be a Devil yet.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I've got it queued up.
So my first one is Let This One Be a Devil. It is a one of James Tynion's like weird true stories. You remember
So
when
it's
we
like
read,
the Blue Book ones.
yeah, you remember when we read Blue Book and I was like, wait, that's true stuff? And then
Right.
and so this
Okay.
right off the bat, I knew that going in. But this
Okay.
artwork, Ted, is so cool. I mean, I love the brown
Oh, wow.
sepia
Yeah.
tones to everything.
I'll
Uh
have to get to it.
it's really
There were
cool.
so many good books this week. I just didn't
Yeah.
get to it.
And then my second pick, and then last month when it came out, I was a little bit like not disappointed.
You picked it last month too.
Yeah, not disappointed last month. I just didn't get a lot of information about the Patchwork Girl herself,
All
but
right.
in this one, we get to see her. I don't know if you've
We
read
at
it yet,
least
but
get to see her. Oh, of course I did. Of
okay,
course I did. This one's
okay,
been read. This one,
okay,
this one came close to on my list, but then I saw it was on your list.
yeah.
So
And then Chris Condon, I know he's your good friend, but
yeah,
I
I
had
may
to
have
I had to
texted
put
with
it
him
on my
today.
list. I
And
had to
again,
put it
it's
on
the
my
only
list.
reason it's not on my list is it was on your list, and there were so many good books this week.
Ultimate Wolverine. This reminds me of that
Oh,
series like Dark Wolverine a little bit. Like
the spoiler alert, the panel near the end where he's just walking out of the forest carrying the heads.
yeah. It's
And
yeah, he gives me the creeps.
did you read the prose stuff? Did you
Yes.
read the doctor's notes at the end?
Yeah,
Ah,
I'm looking
they
at it
were
right now.
dead before they even put their feet on the ground.
Yep. Yeah, it's really cool because you get this like doctor note kind
Right.
of thing. You've seen
It's
it.
like her personal log. Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
showing you like the audience can see it. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, one day maybe, but that seems like more work than it's worth. Maybe for
Eh,
special things from time to time.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
uh,
Ultimate Wolverine number two. Really great.
I mean,
Uh
honestly, this was a week where I had trouble putting things in order. I had trouble picking things. So I
yeah.
almost say in no particular order for my three. And I'll say that Patchwork Girl, Ultimate Wolverine, Exceptional X-Men, X Factor, or no, X
Yes,
Factor did make my list. Holy
it did.
Roller,
Yeah.
Howl, Shadow Cabinet. All of these are things that not only could have made my list, but could have made my list in literally any spot on the list.
It was so
Challengers of
hard.
the Unknown was really good this week.
I could have
Um,
had all three of them as an X-Men book. And
right.
I went with Ultimate Wolverine, which is technically not really an X-Men book, but yeah, it is.
Kinda,
Yeah.
yeah. So technically Tom King's up top just because I shared the spot with both the final Jenny Sparks book and Wonder Woman marching her way into the fucking White House.
Yes. I gotta read that.
Oh my God.
Wonder Woman 19. Okay. Or Jenny Sparks number. Which one was it?
Jenny Sparks number 7 and
Okay.
Wonder Woman 19
Okay.
both came out this week. And just Tom. Oh,
Killed it.
Tom.
Um,
Tom.
Tom, if you listen to this, we
Also
love you.
killing it, Mark Russell on X Factor number 7.
Yeah,
Um,
that was so
oh,
close to my list. And it's funny I left it off because just, I read it first in my list because I was very excited about Mark Russell. But then because it got read first, other ones popped
right,
in and I was like, yep,
right.
that's better. That's better. That's better.
Granny did cool stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
Forget Me Not is just amazing. I love him.
Mm-hmm. Great
Wait, who?
characters.
Wait, who?
Wait, you know, you know, uh, these, this
The
is like the
Chechens.
fun X-Men book, you know?
Yeah, this is totally the fun X-Men. Um, though I will say that the most fun scene in any book, and it almost knocks Spectrum number 3, the Rick Quinn and Dave Chisholm's music, psychedelic, alternate realities type thing is continues to be amazing.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say that Holy Roller number 9, which is the final Holy Roller, did have a scene that was so fucking funny that it almost knocked X Factor off my list. And ask me about it off the air because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But it
Yeah,
was
because
just
I haven't read it. I have been reading
ridiculous.
Holy Roller. I have been Holy Roller, but I'm behind.
I
So I
don't
haven't
mind
got to.
spoiling it for you, but for
Okay.
people who haven't been, because you'll at least know the characters.
Yep.
You'll at
Yeah.
least know the characters. But I would have to explain way too much for it to be truly funny for the audience, and it
For
would be a
this. Yep.
spoiler. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I get it.
So you managed to catch up some in the One Piece race, mostly because I did no reading of One Piece this week. I had way too many other things to read.
I was really striving hard, but to catch up to you, but I'm in a play. Well, technically three plays right now. They're three one-act plays.
3-1X. And you're in
Yeah.
all of them?
Yeah. I'm the main male throughout all of them. And so I have to go to rehearsal Monday, Tuesdays,
Now,
and Thursday nights.
I
And
have to
so
ask a question, Tyler.
uh-huh.
Just because of where you live,
Uh-huh.
don't take this too personally.
Okay.
Are you a good actor or were you the only male that tried out?
I think it's a combination of both. I think uh, I think I'm really funny. I have really good comedic timing with a lot of my physical comedy.
But there were
Uh,
also no other males at the tryout.
there were. So it's both. One of the things that was in my favor is that the directors are both first-time directors who have acted with me in other
Okay.
plays.
Okay.
So they were like, "Oh, we know." And the bigger thing is they know they can count on me to deliver, even if, you know what I mean? We've had people that are really great at
To
monologue,
to show
really
up
great.
sober
Yep,
and
yep.
on time.
Show up for rehearsals, be there, work their lines, come prepared. And that, in that sense, they knew they could count on me that way.
Okay.
Um, and I would send you guys a video if it gets done for the play so you can see me acting. You and Kelly can watch me act out some really fun plays. But anyway, my point of bringing all that up is I only got in about 11 chapters of the insanely long One Piece.
Well, and the insanely long fight at whatever station.
It doesn't matter.
This is like four
Each,
books worth of one fight, maybe
I
five
know,
books worth of one
but
fight.
it seems to go
But I
that way.
will tell you that you're now 10 chapters from the end of that fight because that was the other reason I was able to not read any this week because I got to the end of that fight last week. And so I was
Okay.
able to go, okay, breathing spot.
Yeah. I wanted to get to the end of it because it feels like I know why you felt like you had to keep going
Oh yeah, the
because of these
pacing's amazing.
cliffhangers.
It's just there's a lot.
Exactly. And I'm just like, oh, I don't have time to get through this, but I
Which is
need to
one of
take
the
the time.
reason why I've actually been like trying to I've been scoping, and I probably shouldn't scope it yet. I should probably start doing it um as soon as we hit like chapter 1000, scoping something relatively new that we can actually do one chapter a week as it gets released rather than
Oh, yes. That would be great to be able to catch up
you
in
know,
real
to,
time.
to read like 10 chapters and be caught up and then do one chapter a week. There's one that is a front runner as a possibility that's deeper in, but it's one that I know that you're going to love and therefore we get caught up relatively quickly. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll figure it out. Because I kind
My
of
f-
like, I think that's the next thing I want to do with manga is I want to read something in relative real time, find the thing that, because on both the Viz app and the Shonen Jump app, there are chapters that release, there are a number of series that have chapters that release weekly.
yep.
So,
I love it. I love that app, and it's cheap, and there's everything you'd want on it. My
yeah,
stepson came over today, and we spent the afternoon watching.
you froze, Tyler. You're moving your camera around and then you froze. You said your stepson came over this afternoon and you spent the afternoon watching and then nothing. It's not there. I can't hear you at all. So I don't know what's going on, Tyler. Where'd you go? I'm filling randomly. I don't know how else to fill randomly. And probably, oh, Tyler is entered the waiting room. He's coming back in now. Fantastic. Is Tyler back?
I'm back. I'm back.
All right. I don't
I
know how good of a fill that was, so you might go back and look at it and decide whether or not you want to cut it out. It was mostly, I repeated what you were saying and said that you were frozen.
Yeah, what happened was I don't know why this happened, but I moved my iPad in its holder.
I know that you were moving the iPad because I could see you, where you were frozen. Your hand was like right here.
Yeah, I was adjusting the iPad so that it was just at a different level
So
for
your
me. And
stepson
then,
came over and you watched, I assumed Golden Girls, but you might have been
okay,
about to say something else.
God, that would have been great. There's a Golden Girls remake happening.
Is
Um,
there?
yeah. Anyway,
Who will
my
play
stepson came
Estelle
over.
Getty's part?
I don't know. She's great.
Yeah.
We spent the afternoon watching anime together, and
Okay.
yeah, and I was introduced to a whole new world that I'm gonna jump into. So,
What'd you watch?
well, we actually watched a Dragon Ball Z movie
Okay.
called oh God, I'm gonna mess it up now. But anyway,
That's okay.
it was
Dragon
good.
Ball Z. You
Yeah,
watch Dragon Ball Z.
yeah.
That's enough.
Hmm.
All right. Well, we finished Concrete.
Yes,
And I think that my favorite volumes are the three that we just read.
I agree. My favorite.
Though with the
Go ahead.
caveat of, I guess, the main story when he was in Hollywood and the main story when um what's his buddy's name?
Oh,
Monroe.
his writer.
Yeah.
Uh,
Larry. The
Larry.
main
Yep.
the main story when Larry got kidnapped.
Hmm.
Those are probably my two. Those are probably up there with these books, but these books each had longer stories and I think some more quality short stories at the end.
Yeah, I
Does that
agree.
make sense?
Yes. Yep.
Um,
I just can't get over the shading that the art style is done in is there isn't various levels of gray here, which you would get in some black and white comic books. This is literally just black that's used. I just love the starkness of the artwork. You know what I mean?
I did you notice um, that in that last story arc, the
Let me
the
go to it quick.
population the population growth one, um, every opening panel was a two-page spread where it played with perspective.
Yeah, like okay, just even the first page, right, where you've got Concrete's hand coming out.
Right.
So
Or
digitally,
the last opening where you got concrete at the chair and why am I so terrible with names? Is it Maureen?
I
Yeah,
think so.
Maureen with the baby, but like the baby comes out and I love the use of it's a white page except for the perspective of
Yes. Yep.
that's always connected to the other page.
Uh-huh.
Um,
But the way I read it on my tablet is I'm only getting single page at a time. And so I didn't know, like, especially at the beginning when you
See,
saw
your
Concrete's
tablet
hand.
doesn't make it go like this
Let me go to your
when
screen.
you
I'm not
have the
looking at
two
your screen.
page
Hold
spreads.
on. No, no, I am
Okay,
no, it's making it me
because
look at
like
one page.
I get one page all the rest of the time, but for anything where it was a two-page spread, are you reading Hoopla? What are you reading?
These I am reading from Global Comics.
Okay, maybe Global Comics doesn't have it set up the same way.
Or yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
but
yeah,
like this one was cool. Can
yes.
I get the angle right?
Let's see if I can see it.
Where it's essentially like the kitchen floor.
Yes.
The wall comes out.
Yep. And then all of the scene is on the next page.
Right,
That's really
right.
cool because that's
Well,
just I
except for the panties.
hmm
The
yep,
panties are
on the
on
white
the right.
on the white page. Yeah.
With a little arrow to him. Hey, don't
Hmm.
miss this. Larry
That's
ruined his own life.
a lot of the artwork that I like doing is Breaking the border a little bit of so a lot of times I would create a border around my prints when I would do printmaking. I really enjoyed doing um um like Kelly does. What is it? Ink. I'm losing the title. What's it called?
Screen print,
Screen print. Thank you.
screen print, or
I'm having a stroke. Seriograph.
she also does a lot of vinyl laminate print.
Yes. Okay. So, does she carve it herself, and does she just buy a
The
block of laminate?
laminate, yeah,
Yeah.
she carves it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do that. I've always used wood block, but anyway. So uh I liked creating borders for my artwork to sit inside, except I'd always have something that broke that boundary, whether it was a I did one piece where it was a radio was the main thing, and then the cord trailed off the page, breaking that white border that I created, just because I just liked that tension broken a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what this does. This two-page spread throughout this volume is really cool.
What do you think of um, the thematic turn where he turned concrete into a reluctant, uh, I guess, a reluctant activist?
Hmm.
From the get-go, he's an environmentalist, but kind of a reluctant activist. Um, as he continues to struggle with
Well,
both
in
the things that
volume,
he loses because of his body and eh, what what difference can I make in this world that other people can't because of this body that's taken so much from me.
right. I like it. I mean, are you referring to like in volume five, there's that environmental
Yep.
storyline. Um, yeah,
Well,
I
and in volume seven, there's
in volume six, yeah.
the no, volume seven has the involuntary, well, the voluntary sterilization
Yes.
program that he becomes which is an environmental thing. It's about cutting back on population in order to not overtax the world's resources.
Yeah.
So both of them are environmental. And I did like that Paul wrote a letter at the end saying, "Okay, this is how I really feel. Yeah, I think that the population is an issue. I think the real way to deal with it is by educating more women and making birth control as readily available as possible. But I wanted to play with
Yeah.
all of the things that
About
float
the
around because it is
exactly.
an issue."
Yeah. I think is great. Exploring other things than just because exploring this idea of what he can do with his life stuck in this form is really
Right.
interesting. You know what I mean? And and having an environmental angle to it, I think, is a
Yeah.
fresh take. You know what I
And how
mean?
about the Shades of Swamp Thing with the relationship that eventually built between
Yeah, there's a lot of connection between that.
Concrete and Maureen?
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
it's great. I want to.
I kind of hope that there's more because I want to know what happens with that kid, but I don't think there's been any new concrete and since this was written.
I am going to try to hunt down the volumes of this in physical format. I'd really like to own it. It's been um, really fun. I think it's a super creative take on. I don't know if you call. He's not a mutant. He's not a superhero. He's not a. I don't know, but it's just this deformed.
He's a human trapped in an alien body
Yeah, yeah. But
who calls
beyond that,
himself a cyborg, which isn't
it's not
actually
accurate. But
completely well, but it's also as Marine pointed out in one of these recent issues, it's not completely inaccurate.
okay, that's true. But
Um,
Okay.
because she says his body includes both mineral and metal parts. So he's an alien cyborg, not a
Yeah.
government cyborg.
True. Okay. Yeah.
But like she says, it's not as inaccurate as we thought of it when we made it,
Okay.
if that makes
Cool.
sense.
It does. Um, I I just really enjoyed this. It really felt the artwork to me felt like reading a Terry Moore story,
Okay. Yeah.
uh, which is what I like. I like that kind of stark artwork sometimes. Um, and the story was surprising. I didn't know what I was in for. Of course, when you see somebody who is a rock man or a concrete man, you're automatically going to think he's some kind of villain or superhero. That goes into your head. And in this case, he's really neither. Yes, he helps people. He does go out of his way to do what he can, but he doesn't have high tech um Batman equipment, and he doesn't
No,
have.
he's some stronger. You know, he talked. What was the analogy that he used at one point? Imagine a cat with that could carry a watermelon.
Hmm.
You
Yep.
know,
And he made
so
this
he's a
point, like
little
he's
bit
not.
stronger. He's a little bit more limber than his body indicates that he should be. Um, but yeah,
But he's not. God, what was it? He's not completely invulnerable. He said, if you dropped him from a height, he would probably smash on the ground.
right.
Um,
He's not certain enough that he wants to try it.
right. Yeah.
But for the most part, if he gets shot, he's okay.
Yes, that's true.
Though again, there are limits to what he's really interested in trying.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so it does look like there were three short stories um,
I see that.
from 2012 that have been collected in three uneasy pieces. So it looks like there's 27 pages of concrete that we haven't read yet. So I'm going to recommend that along with Astor City Metro Book 6, we finish up concrete for the 27 whole pages that we haven't read yet
Okay.
for next week. Do you think we
I'm
can do both? You
yes, I
down
am
with that?
so looking forward to Metro Book.
Yeah.
Uh I bought
Yeah.
it and I
A-
purposely haven't started it yet, but
Astro City for next week. Metro Book 6, which I
okay.
think might actually get us up to date on Astro City.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
um,
don't think they put anything out beyond this.
well, I know it gets us up to date on the Astro or on the Metro books, but I think it might get us up to date on like the series itself.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like, I don't
yeah,
think they put
yeah.
anything out recently.
It hasn't been that long since the last new Astro City came out, but I think the last new thing that came out is included in this. I think it's been like
Perfect.
maybe 2 years since the last
Yeah.
new Astro City came out, but I think that it's included in this.
Excellent. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll probably be all caught up, which
So
would be awesome.
so we'll be up to date with where they're at now. I don't think Busiek will ever stop doing, or at least as long as Anderson and Ross are still doing it with him. I don't think the three of them will ever stop doing Astro City. I think it's their baby. I think that like they probably always have something cooking. It's just a matter of whether or not they're putting their full attention to it, where it's at, blah blah blah. Whether they
You know,
feel like,
I feel like that with the Umbrella Academy with Gerard Way.
yeah,
He'll always have come back to it sometime
yeah,
and
yeah,
keep working on it.
yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. Tad, what do you hope will be spectacular next
Well, I'm
week?
going to start with what I know is spectacular.
Okay.
I got to read Iron Man 5. Fuck.
Really? Spencer Ackerman and Javier Pina.
Spencer just continues to like make Iron Man way too relevant and way too awesome. That's how I'll put it. Um, it's essentially a tie for number one between Star Trek Defiant number 24 and FML number 4. Chris Cantwell and Angel Unzueta on Star Trek, Kelly Sue DeConnick and David Lopez on FML. Defiant will have the end of Worf's son Alexander's trials to get his honor back
Hmm.
after he was on the wrong side of the Day of Blood that we discussed briefly earlier. Um, and FML, which I'm assuming stands for Fuck My Life.
I
Um,
think so. I was just going to say I'm
is
pretty
this
sure it's
is the
fuck my life.
story is the story of a former punk rock turned mother with high school kids, one of whom is in a punk band, but also recently turned into a werewolf. Um,
Yeah.
well, let me rephrase, because werewolves are supposed to like turn back into humans. He recently turned into whatever you call a werewolf that can't turn back into a human.
Right. I think it's just a wolf man.
So Wolfman, he recently turned into a wolfman. Um,
Okay.
et cetera, et cetera. And then my third is Kelly Thompson and Hayden Sherman continue to knock it out of the park on Absolute Wonder Woman, and the fifth issue comes out on Wednesday.
I'm really
Uh,
digging these absolute books. They're cool.
yeah, yeah. So, what are you looking forward to?
Well, as
Tyler.
always, Black Hammer is at the top of my list. Black Hammer Spiral City #4 from Jeff Lemire and Teddy Christensen. That's a dark horse.
Hmm.
Um, I'm kind of obsessed with these anthologies.
Yeah, Hello
Hello
Darkness has been
Darkness
good.
#8. First up on the list is Garth Ennis and Marguerite Bennett, Robert Hack, James Tynion the fourth, and Jordan Thomas. Art is Becky Cloonan and Luana Vecchio. Robert Hack, Shaky Kane, Werther Del Adera, and out from Boom. And Ultimate Spider-Man #14. I'm really excited for this. It's Jonathan Hickman's take on the Ultimate Universe and Marco Cicchetto doing art.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. Have you read any of this yet?
I think I'm like 6 or 7 issues into Ultimate Spider-Man,
Okay. And what is your
something like that.
thought? Like, because I know it's
I
kind of
dig it.
polarizing. It's
No, I dig
polarizing
it.
being he's an adult.
I dig it. I dig it. I'm not one that's ever polarized in that way. I'd have to feel like he wasn't Peter Parker to be polarized. And even then, because this is clearly a different universe,
Mhm.
that's not quite as important. It would need to be a bad story and have him not be Peter Parker. But
Okay.
this feels like Peter Parker, and
Okay.
it's a good story.
Yeah.
It's a Peter Parker who's got a very different set of experiences from the Peter Parkers that we've known, but it's
Right.
Peter Parker.
I mean, we've got Ben Parker, is Uncle Ben. Yeah, he's alive. And we've got him friends with Jay Jonah, and you would never suspect that they would be friends. And you're like, that's a really, really interesting take on it. I
But
mean,
it's
if you were gonna,
definitely both of them also read true
yes,
from what we know of both of them.
yeah,
So, as does Robbie Robertson, as
yep,
does MJ. Um, so yeah.
yeah, it's good. I'm really loving it.
Yeah.
So those are our picks. Guys, I am tired and ready to go to bed.
I
Dad,
am also tired, but I'll probably go reading more comic books anyway, because that's how I
that's
roll,
how you
man.
roll.
I read lots. I read comic books until I pass out.
See, I don't. I keep myself to a schedule for my day. I get up at the same time every day. I go to bed at the
I,
same
I,
time.
well, I go to bed too, but I go to bed with comic books.
Do you fall asleep on them?
Well, that's why I read digitally.
On the tablet, yeah. Yeah. I
Because then I
I
don't even
like
have to have the
reading
light on.
I like reading my physical comic books in bed
I
before I go to sleep, but I get
Mhm.
I get too sleepy and I will fall
No,
asleep
no,
with them
no.
on me.
I am more likely to read a physical comic book in the bathtub than I am to read it in bed when I'm
Okay.
sleeping.
Okay. I'll read my tablet in the bathtub.
I won't read my tablet in the bathtub because my school owns my tablet. If
Oh,
I owned my tablet, I'd get a nice waterproof case and I'd read it in the bathtub. But my school owns my tablet, so I don't want to mess with
I agree.
it.
Good plan. All right, guys. Thanks for
So,
listening, and we will catch you guys after the next page. See ya.
Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22 Panels Podcast.